Kusuzangpo, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I am Nobazam and this is a mathematics lesson on isometric drawing and orthographic drawing for Key Stage 2 classes 4 to 6. Alright, now before we enter the lesson, let me tell you what are the things that you should know by the end of the lesson. You should be able to interpret an isometric drawing. Tell which isometric drawing is of a particular structure. You should be able to create an isometric drawing. You should be able to create an orthographic drawing. And finally, you should be able to build a structure looking at the face views of orthographic drawing. Alright, let's begin our lesson. Now take a look at this structure that I'm holding. Is this a 2D shape or a 3D structure? This is a 3D structure, right? Now imagine I have to draw this 3D structure on a piece of paper. But I have to show that the image, the drawing, is of a 3D structure. Okay, now how do I do that? If you look at this structure straight from the front, all you can see is this square face, right? Now, is a square face a 3D structure? No, right? Now, what we do is we slightly turn it and look at it, not from the straight point, but from a corner, like this. This way, you can see this face, and the faces on the top, right? And when you put that into a drawing, this is how it is going to look like. See, we can see this face, the faces on the top, and the face in the front, right? Now, representation of a 3D structure on a 2D surface is what you call isometric drawing. And for isometric drawing, you do not look at a shape straight from the front. You look at it from the corner at an angle. Okay? Alright, now let me explain to you what isometric drawing is. Let's take a look at this structure. Okay? And now I'm going to show you some isometric drawings, and you have to tell me which of these drawings matches this structure. Please look at this structure carefully. I am showing it to you so that you can see it from the corner view. Okay? Alright, now let's look at the drawings. Look at drawing A. Now look at drawing B and C. Look at these three drawings carefully and tell me which of them are of the same structure. Did you notice? Okay, to help you, let me show you the structure once again. Look at structure A. What does it show? It shows us these two cubes, right? And then you have a cube here. And it also shows that there are two cubes at the back. Does it match this structure? Yes, it does, right? Now look at structure B. It's sort of like this from this angle, right? So you see the four cubes here, and then you see one cube here, right? Does drawing B match this structure? Yes, it does, right? Now look at drawing C. It shows three cubes. So, if we turn it like this from the corner, does it match the structure? No, right? Maybe like this? No, right? Okay, so tell me, which of these three drawings match the structure? Yes, you got that right. Drawing A and drawing B matches the structure. They are of the same structure. Well, you have done a great job. Now let us look at another structure, and this time we are going to learn how to actually draw an isometric drawing. Okay? So let's take a look at this structure. What do you see? You see 3 white cubes and 2 green cubes, right? Let us start drawing. Now, do you see this paper behind me? Okay, well, to draw an isometric drawing, we use isometric dot paper. That gives us clear drawing of a 3D structure, okay? Now, when you use an isometric dot paper, the straight lines, the square faces, are actually shown as rhombuses. We go diagonally, okay? We do not draw the lines straight for the horizontal ones. All right, let me show you how it's done. Look at the structure again, and we will do the drawing one by one. Let's start with the first cube on the top. What do you see? You notice a face on the top. Then you notice a face here and here, right? So let's draw these 3 faces first, and this is how we draw. All right, we got this cube done. Now let's look at this face. How many faces do you see? 1 and 2. 2 faces, right? So let's draw these 2 faces, and this is how it's done. Okay, we got that. Now here's the tricky part. You can see 1 white cube here, a square face here, and then you have green faces here, right? So first let us just draw the white face. Okay, this is how we do it. And now let's draw the first green face, and then we move on. Okay, now we draw the second square face. Okay, we got that. Now to check if we got our drawings correctly, let us count the number of faces. So for the white cube, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 faces. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. All right, now let's count the green faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. The green part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. Did we get the drawing correct? Yes, we did, right? And when you do not use a color, this is how your drawing is going to turn out to be. Okay, now you must be thinking, oh, this isometric drawing is going to be very difficult. It sounds so difficult. But let me tell you that you have actually been doing isometric drawings since you were a little kid. Are you sure you have never done it before? Well, you might be hearing the word isometric for the first time, but you have actually been doing it since you were in class PP. How? Do you remember how you have been drawing tables? I'm pretty sure most of you must be still drawing tables that way, right? I do. Well, look at the image of table here. If you look at it straight from the front, you get a different image. But how do you draw a table? This is how you actually draw the table. Am I not right? Now, had it not been an isometric drawing, you would have either looked at the table from the top and drawn this rectangle, or you would have looked the table from the front and drawn this shape. But no, you drew isometric drawings of a table since you were in class PP, and you were doing it great even without isometric dot papers. Now, isn't that wonderful? Still not convinced? Let me give you another example. Do you remember how you drew book or maybe a rectangular prism? This is how the image of a book would have looked if you had not drawn an isometric drawing. From the front view, this is how it would have looked. From the top view, this is how it would have looked. But that's not how you drew a book. This is how you drew a book. And you clearly showed that it is a 3D structure. And that is the isometric drawing of a book. So see, you all were already smart enough to do things that were not even taught to you. Am I not correct? Alright, so we have learned what is an isometric drawing. Now before we move on to the next topic, I want you to look at these two structures. Look at structure A. Can you tell me how many cubes have been used to build structure A? Let's count. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, we can clearly see that it has 10 cubes, right? Now look at structure B. How many cubes do you think have been used to build structure B? Let's count. Was it easy to count? Why not? Well, you don't know if there are any hidden objects, if there are cubes behind or not, right? And that is the thing about isometric drawings. You cannot tell if there are hidden objects behind a cube. But to help us see and understand the structure from every view, and to understand if there are any structures hidden at the back, we use something called orthographic drawing. Okay, now let me take you through orthographic drawing. Alright, look at this 3D structure again. Okay, if we look at this 3D structure straight from the front, not from the corner, straight from the front, what image would you see? You would only see the face in the front, right? And if you put that in a drawing, this is how it's going to look like, right? Now, look at the image that you have drawn for the 3D structure. Does that look like a 3D structure? No, right? The image shows that it is a 2D shape. Now, this is what you call orthographic drawing. Orthographic drawing is a set of 2D drawings of a 3D shape. In isometric drawing, we represent the 3D object as a 3D object. We try to draw the shape in the form of 3D, right? But orthographic drawing, we show it as a 2D drawing. And then for isometric drawing, we look at the shape from the corner, right? But for orthographic drawing, we look at a certain structure from the straight point of view, but from different directions. Okay? Now, to talk more about orthographic drawings, a set of views that are involved in an orthographic drawing are, firstly, the front view, then you can have the right view, then you can have the left view, the top view, and the back view as well. Alright, now let me take you through how we draw an orthographic drawing. Alright, for that, look at this 3D structure. What it looks like, a thickened T, right? Now we are going to look at this structure from different directions and draw the views, okay? Look at this structure straight from the front. What would you see? This is the shape that you would see, isn't it? And then how would you draw this? This is how you would draw it. Now, this drawn image is what you call the front view, okay? Now, let us move on to the top view, looking at this structure from the top. If you look at this structure from the top, what would you see? You would see this image and try to draw that. This is how you would draw. Now this is what you call the top view. Now let us look at this structure from the right. Okay? If you look at it from the right, you are going to see 6 square faces, right? And then you put it in this way. Now do you notice that there is a thickened line there? Well, to show the change in depth, we use a thick line or a darkened line. Okay? What is the change in depth? If you look at this 3D structure, do you notice that there are 2 cubes which are sticking out from the rest of the cubes? And they are not of the same level, right? So to show that these 2 cubes are not of the same level, we draw a thickened line. Okay, this is how you do it. All right, now to understand more about orthographic drawings, let us actually try drawing the orthographic images, the face views. Okay, do you remember structure A that we talked about earlier? Well, I have it in my hand. This is structure A, right? Now we are going to try and draw the set of orthographic drawings for this structure. All right, let's try the front view first. If you look at it straight from the front, what image do you see? You see 4 squares here, 2 squares in the middle, and 4 square faces on this side, right? So let us put it into the drawing. And this is how our image is going to look like. So this is the front view. All right, now let's look at this structure from the right view. For you to see it clearly, I'm going to turn it towards you. What do you see if you look at it straight? You see 4 square faces, right? So we put that in the drawing. And that drawing is called the right view. Okay, now let us try and look at this structure from the left. I'm going to turn it for you. Look at it straight. What do you see again? You see 4 square faces. Let's draw that. And we get our left view. Now let us look at this structure from the top. I'm going to turn it towards you. How many square faces do you see? You see 1, 2, and 3 square faces. So we draw the 3 square faces. Now, do you notice that the square in the middle has sunk in? It is not of the same depth as the other 2. And how do we show that? We just thicken the lines from here and here, like that. Okay? Now, let us look at this shape from the back view. How does it look? We can see 4 squares here, 2 square faces here, and 4 square faces here. Any change of depth? No, right? So this is how we draw the back view. Now we got a full set of orthographic drawings for structure A. All right. Let's give it a try with another shape, a little complicated one. Take a look at this structure. This was structure B, right? And I have used different colors so that you can see the different layers there. Okay? Now let us try to draw the set of orthographic drawings for this structure. Let's start with the front view. Look at the structure straight from the front. How many square faces do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We draw 9 square faces. But there is a change in depth here. These 4 square faces have sunk in. So we have to draw the thick line here and here to show the change in depth, like this. Did you get it? Okay. Now let us look at this structure from the right. So let me turn it towards you so that you can see it straight. All right. How many square faces do you see? You see 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 square faces, right? So we draw the 6 square faces. But there is a change in depth here. See, these 2 square faces have sunk in. So we draw thick lines here and here, like this, to show the change in depth. Now let us look at this structure from the left. Let me turn it. What do you see? You see 6 square faces again. But this time, is there any change in depth? No, right? They are all of the same level, so we do not have to draw any thick lines. Now, let us look at this structure from the top. Here. How many square faces do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where is the change of depth? Here and here. So we just draw thick lines here. Okay, now let us finally look at this structure from the back. This is the back view. What do you see? You see 9 square faces, and we draw the 9 square faces. Is there any change in depth? No, right? So we do not draw any thick lines there. Now, did you understand how orthographic drawings are made? It is very simple, very easy, right? All right. Now let us try building 3D structures by looking at different face views, okay? Let's take a look at the first face view that we have here, the front view. And how should our structure look like according to the front view? Okay, so this is how our structure should look like according to the front view. We have 1 square face on the top, 2 square faces on the bottom, right? Now we are given the right view. So we turn it to the right. How many squares do you see there? You are supposed to see 1, 2, and 1 more square face here. Do we have it? No, right? So we just add 1 more square face there. Okay. So does it match the right face view now? Right view? Yes, it does, right? Now we are given the left view, and we turn it to the left and see if we got the right face view or not. We have 1 square face here, 1 on the top, and 1 here. But notice that on the left view, there is a change of depth shown only here, not here. So what we have to do is we have to add another cube here to level it with the first one. So this is what we get. We have 2 cubes here and 1 on the top. This one is of a different depth, right? All right. Now the top view. According to the top view, this is how our shape structure should look like. Does it match the top view? Yes, it does, right? There's a change of depth here in the bottom, right? So voila, you already got a structure built based on the set of orthographic drawings. Was that very difficult? No, right? You can actually have fun building structures based on different faces. You can ask your friends to draw faces for you and try to build the structure. It'll be a fun way to play. All right. Now that we have learned the set of orthographic faces and how to build structures, let us look at this question. Do you see a 3D structure there? Look at the structure. And I'll show you a set of orthographic drawing, and you have to tell me which of them show what face view, okay? Now look at A carefully. What does it show? It shows the front view. Very good. Now look at this drawing B. What does it show? It shows us the top view. Very good. Now look at C. What does it show? It shows us the left view. You're doing great. Look at this. D. What does it show? It shows us the back view. All right. Now what does this show? It shows us the right view. Very good. Very well done. All right, now this brings us to the end of the lesson for today. And before we close our lesson, let us try and remember what we learned about isometric drawings and orthographic drawings. Okay, isometric drawing is a representation of a 3D structure on a 2D surface. Your drawing should look like a 3D structure, okay? And orthographic drawing is a 2D representation of a 3D structure. Your drawing should show that it's 2D. Now, for isometric drawing, you look at a structure from the corner. But for an orthographic drawing, you should look at a structure straight and from different directions. Alright, that brings us to the end of the lesson. Thank you for being such wonderful students out there. Please stay safe, stay healthy, keep washing your hands, and keep smiling. Thank you very much.